YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here to talk about Carson Wentz's introductory press conference that he had today, and about McKissick leaving or actually not going anywhere at all. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers. We're ever so close, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Let's get straight into today's video. So we're going to talk about what happened yesterday. So yesterday, the Washington Commanders actually got McKissick back. So let's break down the whole situation. So we know the other day it came out that McKissick was signing a 2-year, $7 million deal with the Buffalo Bills. And after we heard that news, pretty much every Washington fan was frustrated. And I came on here to voice my opinion on how I felt about us not re-signing McKissick. And again, I wasn't mad that we let go of McKissick. I was more so mad that we didn't even offer the guy, which made me think we didn't even want McKissick back in the first place, which was crazy because he was literally our second best weapon on offense last year, behind Terry McLaurin. So I kind of found it crazy that we didn't even offer this guy. But like my man Louis T said, it was just a bad lack of communication on Washington's front because they didn't make their stance clear. And what he meant by that was he wanted McKissick to test free agency and bring back a contract from another team and compare it to what we all had to offer, right? And see if that's something that we wanted to do. And they didn't make their stance clear to McKissick. So JD probably thought we didn't want him back. So he verbally agreed to terms with Buffalo. And then once the word got back to Washington that he agreed with terms or agreed verbally to sign with Buffalo, because he thought we didn't want him, Washington was like, no, JD, we do want you. We can give you 2 years, $7 million. JD heard that and was like, oh, I'm back in Washington. He wants to be in Washington. And someone made a funny tweet that Deshaun Watson didn't want to come to Washington, Aaron Rodgers didn't want to come to Washington, Russell Wilson didn't want to come to Washington, but McKissick did. That's love. And I couldn't agree more, because if I'm McKissick, I go to Buffalo. Why? Because I have a chance to win a Super Bowl. And again, JD probably don't even care about winning. I mean, he cares about winning a Super Bowl, but he's probably like, I already been there one. I already did. I want to say he did win a Super Bowl with Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. I think he won one with Seattle. But he's like, I already got a Super Bowl ring here in Washington. I'm going to be probably like, not the vocal point of the offense, but I know I'm going to get way more looks and targets and actually be a part of this offensive a lot. And all while trying to win a Super Bowl ring, and I'll choose that over not being as much of a factor in the Buffalo's offense, and then or have a chance to win a Super Bowl, but then not really contribute, if you get what I'm trying to say, if you can understand what I'm trying to say. He could either, and this is what I think he was trying to do. I could definitely be wrong, but again, I think he was trying to, or he wants to be, a vocal point of this offense, like he will be in Washington, instead of going to Buffalo. Although it's a better situation, better team, better weapons, better quarterback, obviously, with Josh Allen, better coaching staff with Sean McDermott and all those guys. He'll rather be here and be actually getting PPT and actually playing and contributing to wins than going to Buffalo and not being a vocal point of their offense, although it's probably like a guaranteed AFC divisional round appearance. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to JD, man. I'm glad we got that cleared up, and I'm starting to, Rob Rogers is starting to rub me a little wrong. First you had the McKissick thing, and I don't know how much of that is Rob Rogers, but as a whole franchise, that shows you that we lack communication. Then Matt Ioannidis' agent comes out and says that they lied to him about wanting Matt Ioannidis back. Now, we don't know how true that could be, because he told him that 2 weeks ago, and like they said, a lot could change in 2 weeks, as you clearly seen. 2 weeks ago, we didn't have Carson Wentz. So 2 weeks ago, yes, Matt Ioannidis probably was in our plans. But then 2 weeks later, we signed Carson Wentz, and now we're strapped for cash. So again, maybe he did lie, but I'm not getting a good vibe from Rob Rogers in this front office as far as communication. We got to work on that, guys. Now, moving on to the main point of this video, that is quarterback's press conference today from Carson Wentz's introductory press conference. And this is one thing as a Washington fan I learned to get better with over time, and that is allowing them to talk a good game to you and believe in that. Because in past, every time I hear a big free agent or a big person we traded for or something like that, I allow them to get in my head, and then when they get out there to play, their words don't match their actions. I gotta realize that talk is cheap. Because Carson Wentz talks a good game. He had a great press conference today. It sounded really, really good. But I gotta realize that a lot of people can talk a good game, but it won't back it up on the field. I gotta learn that. So that's what I'm gonna start with Carson Wentz. He talked a good game. It was a good press conference, but I gotta realize and wait and see how this is gonna look on the field. But some things that really stood out to me from his press conference today was, one, shout out to the Telemundo crew. I don't know what his name was, but he's from Telemundo. He's a reporter. He basically asked Carson Wentz a question that I wanted to know, and here it comes from Carson Wentz's mouth. He asked him about his leadership and how the media has questioned his leadership and says that he's not a leader. Carson Wentz says he didn't deny that. He didn't deny that he's a leader. He didn't say, yeah, I'm a leader. He didn't say I'm not a leader. He said, oh, you let the media say whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to defend or if you're trying to address everything the media says, you'll run out of things to say. That's not the answer I wanted to hear from Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, I wanted to hear him say, I'm a good leader, man, you know what I'm saying, and you'll see that here. But then again, on the same token, it is a reason why Michael Pittman, Darius Leonard all came out in support of Carson Wentz. So maybe he is a good leader, but again, it wasn't the answer that I was looking for from Carson Wentz, I'll be completely honest. They also talked about how he will fit in with his offense. How does he feel about this offense? Carson Wentz said that he likes it. He got fired up talking to Scott Turner briefly about this offense. He talked about Terry McLaurin and how he thought he was going to be a special star in this league once he first saw him play in his very first game versus the Eagles a couple years ago, where he took an 80-yard slant and went off to the races. He said he's excited about that. He said Chase Young reached out to him, and they were talking about, teaming up and Chase actually not having to chase down Carson Wentz anymore. Let's see what else happened in the press conference. He talked about Chris Ballard and how he basically addressed how the Colts situation was handled. He said that he was blindsided by it. He didn't expect it, but it happens. It's a part of the business. And he definitely addressed the fact that he didn't play his best ball that final game versus the Jacksonville Jaguars that ultimately cost the Indianapolis Colts their postseason, or their season rather. So he did address that. They also talked about what is it going to take for Carson Wentz to be that former MVP Carson Wentz, and he said first and foremost, you have to stay healthy. You have to stay healthy, and second of all, you have to win games. You have to win games in order to get back to that Carson Wentz. He said now he's older. He's starting to see things a little bit different. He's not as reckless as he once was. He's starting to know when, okay, you can extend the play here. You need to throw away here and just live to fight another day. You guys know Carson Wentz was a guy that just went out there and played with it, put it all on the line. He didn't know when not to give up or when to give up. He always just tried to get that extra yardage. We know we play Carson Wentz up close and personal, so we know how Carson Wentz play style is. He said now that he's older, he's a little bit different, but he's still the same Carson Wentz. He says that he feels healthy, he's ready to go. He says he's excited about building these relationships with these teammates, and he says he wants to be successful, and that's what it's all about here in this business, man. Win ball games. And honestly, based off of hearing him talk, he talk a good game. Again, he talks a good game. Am I excited about the pickup still? No, I'm still in the middle. He didn't say anything that any other player would say. It's not like he blew me away with what he said. He's basically saying what everybody else would say if they were a new player at a new team, right? So, again, I'm still in the middle about it. I'm not mad about it. I'm not happy about it. It's just a wait-and-see approach. 1 year rental for Carson Wentz. If he works out, he's the guy, and we're happy. If he don't, we're drafting the guy next year. Simple as that. And that's pretty much the quick synopsis of Carson Wentz's press conference. It was 22 minutes long, and it was some nice things said. And I am excited about the future of this year and see what it holds. So yeah, man, there you have it. I wanted to come on here and talk about Carson Wentz's press conference. Oh yeah, the Washington Commanders. I forgot to talk about this. How could I forget? Carson Wentz is not the only topic of today. The Washington Commanders also signed guard Andrew Norwell, who was a former Panther of Ron Rivera when Ron Rivera was there, and he was a Jaguar. He's a Pro Bowler too. So we basically is swapping guards with Brandon Sheriff and Andrew Norwell. Now here's the interesting part: Norwell can play left and right guard. So are we going to put Norwell at right guard and Schweitzer at left, or are we going to put Schweitzer at right and then Norwell at left? We have two versatile guards, which is good. But again, I'm still waiting to see if we make any other moves, because even though Norwell is a good pickup, it's kind of like we're just replacing Brandon Sheriff. There's nothing that's going to knock my socks off. But yeah, man, there you have it. As always, me and Juangotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. Let me know what you guys think about this video down below. JD McKissick is back. We signed Andrew Norwell and Carson Wentz's press conference. Let me know everything, how you feel about this video down below in the comment section. As always, me and Juangotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers. I'm out. Peace.